We will enjoy this sweet potato pie tomorrow, but I'm gonna enjoy this one right now.
Eleanor, what you making, baby girl?
Making cornbread dressing.
Cornbread dressing.
She's mixing up our cornbread the day before Thanksgiving for our dressing. And cornbread dressing is a staple in our family. My great-grandmother is the one that always made she made chicken and dressing with gravy.
Dressing is definitely my favorite.
Eleanor's got the cornbread mixed up here. Did we use duck eggs this time? Yeah.
And chicken eggs.
Yeah, we used 1 chicken egg and then some duck eggs. And then in our house, in our family, it's Jiffy cornbread mix. And we don't sweeten it or anything. We just use it exactly the way it is. You're doing a good job.
Thanks.
Doing a good job, too.
Thanks.
Let's use the back of the knife. And you can push through it like that. See that?
Okay. Like this. I like celery with peanut butter. It's kind of good like that. Me and Daddy, do you like celery with peanut butter?
Not really. There are not many things that I just don't really like. But celery is one of those things that I'm not a big fan of.
Yeah. Celery with peanut butter makes you can taste the celery, but the celery is chewy, right?
Okay.
The celery juice.
On the day before a holiday, we're usually cooking and resting. It's a combination of both of those things, but I'm itching to get the Christmas tree brought in here. You gonna help me later?
I guess.
You guess. You act like you're not excited for Christmas too.
Oh yeah. I think we should just leave Christmas decorations up all the time.
You're usually the first one singing Christmas songs too. Watch out.
Yeah.
Stay back for a second. I'm still catching up on sleep from hanging out with Tracy on our road trip. We stayed up pretty late 2 nights in a row hanging out and working on some projects together. And oh goodness, I'm catching up on sleep, and I am very, very thankful for a couple of days off for the holidays to spend as a family and hopefully get our Christmas decorations up. So if we sound tired, that's why we've been just taking it easy, being a little lazy, which is rare around here. Eleanor, have you been resting a lot?
Yes.
Are you glad to be off from school? Yeah. I hope you all are getting to rest. This is going to come out on Thanksgiving, so we really hope that you are getting to spend some time with family, and if you can't be with family, that you are getting to rest and enjoy the day. I know we're going to be watching the parade.
And the dog show.
And the dog show. I knew she was going to say that. That is one of our traditions. And football the next day. We have our family traditions for sure, and we would love to hear some of yours. I always find that so interesting to see what other families eat, maybe some favorite recipes or what you do. I know we have some friends who they always play a game of football out in the yard. Everybody is in on it. So let us know some of your traditions. We will really, really enjoy reading those. Let's check on our cornbread. Ooh, it's looking good. We're gonna leave that in there. Wow, that smells great, doesn't it, Eleanor?
Yeah.
You throwing some trash away for me?
Yeah.
Such a good helper.
I've got all of it on my knife. When it's done, I'm going to spread it all over the cornbread.
Well, we're going to saute that in a pan with some butter and with the onions Daddy brings in.
Yay. Then we get it cut up.
Yep. More cutting.
These Tom multiplying onions grow really quickly. They put off a lot of greens per plant, and like their name suggests, they multiply within just 4 or 5 months. You'll have about 10 times as many bulbs as you had in the ground. Since I've got this whole row of these green onions, I'm just going to go through and clip 1 green onion from each bunch as I go down. and it's hardly going to make a difference at all on this row. So I know that all of my plants will still be healthy and they'll still be growing. And as you can see, I've got growth, and it is the end of November, and we've had freezing temperatures for the last 2 weeks, which is weird for Alabama, but these things are still holding on for the most part. So I'm excited about that. And let's see, and you can see there where this one is starting to multiply. So this means that there are 2 bulbs down there. This one is starting to bunch too. So already these things are splitting off and growing. But I love having these fresh green onions here anytime we want them. So there is my bunch of lovely fresh green onions that I got for the girls. And you couldn't even tell from that row of green onions that I had harvested anything. It is definitely a sustainable, ever-bearing crop that I suggest to everybody that's got the space. The Tom multiplying onion. A bunch of green onions fresh out of the garden.
Eleanor, are you gonna help chop those too?
Yeah.
So we're putting this into Tupperware because we are not cooking our dressing until tomorrow. This is the day before Thanksgiving. Alexa, stop. That was our cornbread timer going off. But we aren't cooking our dressing until Thanksgiving Day. And so we're just prepping everything the day before. So I'll saute these tomorrow with some of the onion. We're not going to use a ton of onion, but we can freeze some of this for later. We're not going to use a lot because it will be super strong. Yeah. Cornbread is ready. Look at that.
Oh man, that looks good.
It's time to crumble it up.
Yeah, it's got to cool all the way down. And then tonight, Eleanor and I will get messy, won't we? And crumble it up.
Shouldn't take long to...
Now we need some sweet potatoes for our sweet potato pie.
Okie dokie.
You go get us some.
Well, we didn't get a whole lot of sweet potatoes from our garden this year. I do think that we got enough for our Thanksgiving cooking because it'll just be one sweet potato pie. So I'm gonna go through our sweet potatoes that we got and see if we've got enough. Alrighty, let's dump some of these sweet potatoes out here. See what we've got. That one's a really good one. That one can go in a pie. That one can go in a pie. That one looks dried out, but we can check and see. Oh, there's another good one. Oh yeah, we had more than I thought we did. All right, so I'm thinking that one, that one, that one. Those 3 are good. Yeah. All right, I think these 5 will probably be sufficient, and if not, we'll come back for more. If you watched the sweet potato digging video where I harvested our first round of sweet potatoes, you know that I was pretty disappointed in what we wound up reaping. But honestly, compared to what I planted, it's still an awful lot. And so we also wound up with, you know, it wasn't a complete waste. I have over a 5-gallon bucket of these smaller sweet potatoes, which means I will have plenty to start our sweet potato slips for next year. Now, the way of thinking about that I just went through, where I started with kind of the less than ideal situation and then found the parts in it that I should be grateful for, that's kind of a big part of who we are here at Head Family Farm. We look for the things that we should be grateful for, because we know that they're constantly there. We are a family that is so very blessed and so very privileged, and we want to make sure that we recognize that and that we live in a relationship with ultimate gratitude for all of those blessings and privileges, and make sure that we're paying back those blessings and privileges, that we are sharing them. That's a better way to put it, that we're sharing those blessings and privileges with others so that they can be blessed the way that we've been blessed. And so even with our rough sweet potato harvest this time, it was still really cool that next year I'm going to have plenty to make our sweet potato slopes from, to get those started from that. So I'm going to get these sweet potatoes in the house. I know Jacqueline's thinking, where did he go? I'm going to take these sweet potatoes in the house. I'm so very thankful that even though we didn't get a big sweet potato harvest, that we have enough to make a pie and probably a little bit more for this special occasion of Thanksgiving, and that we have plenty to start our sweet potato slopes from next year. I am a very grateful person for those things.
We've got our sweet potatoes in the oven. They are cooking up. Cornbread is resting. And I have 2 pie plates out because I am going to be making a delicious recipe that our friends shared this week. It feels really special this year to be incorporating some of our friends into Thanksgiving through recipes and ingredients that we have gotten. Our turkey that we have cooked for ourselves 2 different ways, in the crock pot, and then Zach did a traditional way in the oven, roasting a turkey. Came from Chestnut Hills Farmstead, and we got to go out and be with them a few weeks ago. I did a photo shoot of their pasture raised turkey and chicken. So we actually got to see the process and be there with those birds that have now been harvested and are going to nourish families for Thanksgiving. Now I'm using these sweet potatoes that we grew in our fall garden to make a special Thanksgiving sweet potato pie for each of our families. I'm about to start making my pie crust, and I have my trusty Cog Hill Farm website recipe pulled up for this pie crust. This is my first time making it, and I'm the one that put the recipe up on the website, so let's make sure that people can follow it. Eleanor is supposed to be doing a job. What are you doing?
Eating
Eating what?
cornbread.
You're eating our cornbread up for our dressing. Well, I think we have plenty. Eleanor is about to be crumbling this beautiful cornbread into these bowls, and we'll cover them, and they'll be, you can't eat anymore, you gotta stop eating it. That we'll make into our dressing tomorrow morning. Huh? Put it in the bowl. There you go. And crumble it in the bowl. Last bite. All right, crumble it up. There you go. And it doesn't have to be crumbled up all the way. It can be in some bigger chunks. That's fine. Why? Because we're going to be putting chicken broth over it tomorrow, and the chunks will kind of stay together some.
So all the finishing touches.
And it won't just be soupy.
All the finishing touches are going to be tomorrow?
Yep. And she's working on that while I'm working on my pie crust that needs to rest in the refrigerator for a few hours. We try to keep a clean and tidy workspace. We've got some leftover sweet potatoes over here that Eleanor says we're eating for dinner with our supper tonight. You got it. That sliced up so pretty, didn't it?
Looks like a cake slice.
It does look like a cake slice. But it doesn't taste like cake, does it?
No.
Eleanor said I should have put some vanilla or some sugar in there, but I told her it's...
No, not sugar, that's vanilla.
Just vanilla, okay.
It would taste good.
Well, if there's like cornbread cakes and stuff where we could make one that was sweet, but we don't want super sweet cornbread when we're making dressing.
We could do like 1 drop of...
Yeah.
Make it a little
I've got to get my stuff out of the freezer. So I'm gonna keep working, okay? You're doing a great job.
Thanks.
I wasn't working quite fast enough earlier, so I had to put these back in the freezer. This is my lard and my butter. It all started melting. Thankful to have central heat in our house again, but I'm not quite used to that yet. Things are thawing quite fast. So now I've got our frozen in the freezer for 10 minutes, butter and lard. Got my dough made, and I'm gonna have it, put it in this plastic wrap and put it in the fridge for a few hours. Does anybody else have this problem at the holidays? Don't have it anywhere to put your stuff. Look, there's already 2 pies in here. I just have to go there. Are ready. Let's see. Look at those little sweet potato pies. How cute are they? Look how cute these turned out. If you aren't following Cog Hill Farm, they are good friends of ours, and I work for them as well. But this recipe is up on their website at coghillfarm.com. I invite you to go check that out. The pie crust recipe and the filling recipe. And I'm about to enjoy one of these myself. Everyone else has gone to bed. I ended up deciding to make these little ones instead of one more big one so that we can enjoy these, as we are not going to see both families tomorrow like we had originally planned. We got some sickness going on, so it is just going to be my family and then us, and that means we get to keep these little pies for ourselves. We will enjoy this sweet potato pie tomorrow, but I'm gonna enjoy this one right now.
If you've spent any time in the garden with me lately, then you've heard me talk about how we here on Head Family Farm are working to cultivate gratitude. that we want to make sure that, just like with those sweet potatoes, we find the things to be grateful for in every situation. Now, this isn't really all that difficult for us, right? We know how blessed and privileged we are. We know how blessed we are to have each other, to have this beautiful place to live our lives together in. I mean, we could have never dreamed that this would be our life. And so we know we have so much to be grateful for, never mind all these beautiful creatures that are our partners here on this farm that we love so dearly. Never mind all of them, just being able to spend so much time together is huge. And that is probably the ultimate thing that we're most grateful for when it comes to the blessings that we've received. Being blessed enough to be together this much and to have things that we enjoy doing together is incredible. So we are so very thankful for that. Not only that, but we are thankful for each other, and we are thankful for y'all, because of y'all we have this higher level of accountability to enjoy our blessings, to feel the joy and hope that comes from them, and to more readily express our love for one another and for creation around us and for the Creator. And so because of y'all, we feel this accountability. We feel as though we have folks out there who, if we stop expressing how much joy we're getting from all of this and stop expressing that gratitude, then we'll get called out on it. You guys will remember, you will remind us that we are so blessed, that this place is so beautiful, that it's so wonderful to have each other. These are the things that y'all remind us of all the time. And so we are so very grateful that you serve as that accountability community. So thank you for that. So whatever it is that's going on in your life right now, I hope that you can find the things to be grateful for in those situations. Gratitude helps us to grow because it helps us to recognize the things that are worth reaching for. Those things that we are most thankful for, those are the things that we can see are worth reaching for and going after. And so when I think about the things I'm grateful for, I think about Jacqueline and Eleanor. In general, I think about how much time we're able to spend together. I think about how we enjoy so many of the same things. I think about how much joy it brings me and hope it brings me to see Eleanor reflecting the love that her mother and I continually rain down on her by loving others. Those are the things that I think of when I wonder about being grateful, when I think about being grateful. And so those are the things I know are worth going after. Those are the things I know will bring about blessing further on into the world if I continue to cultivate gratitude for those things and do those things as often as I can and with the passion that they deserve. So whatever is going on in your life, I hope that you'll find the things that you're grateful for, and that you'll take some time for gratitude, and that ultimately you'll take that level of thankfulness up a notch, that it won't just be gratitude in the way that you're thankful for something, but gratitude in the way that you recognize that it is worth going after, it's worth loving that person back, it's worth returning the favor from the neighbor, it's worth spending that extra few minutes with your family members as you make that southern goodbye where it takes 20 minutes to get out, even though you've said bye 1,000 times already. No matter what it is, that investing in the time and people and things that bring you joy, that make you grateful, I hope that you'll continue to invest in those things as you move forward this year and as we get ready for the new one that's coming.
And look what Zach brought in for me and set up our Christmas tree. It brings us so much joy. We love sitting in here in the living room with these lights